Japanese motorcycles have long ruled the roads, but a few American bikes? They were built as legends. With raw torque, rebellious style, and engines that echo freedom, 2 in 5 riders still choose American iron. These machines aren't just built to move, they're rolling statements of grit, history, and horsepower. Here are the 17 best American motorcycles of all time. Bet you won't guess number 1. Starting at number 17 is the Buell 1190. Sleek, aggressive, and wildly different. Buell motorcycles attracted a new kind of rider, Gen X types who weren't interested in chrome-soaked nostalgia or grandpa's cruiser. These were riders who wanted something fresh, fierce, and American-made. Born from Eric Buell's obsession with performance, the 1190 was a beast. It packed agility, muscle, and soul into one ferocious ride. With over 180 horsepower and a race-hardened chassis, the 1190 RX didn't just keep up with European superbikes, it hunted them. This wasn't a bike for parking lot posing, it was for the track, for the thrill, and for riders who demanded more from an American machine. But in 2008, the housing crash hit hard. Harley-Davidson, Buell's corporate parent, was bleeding cash, not from motorcycle sales, but from their reckless financing division. They financed bikes, and every shiny bolt-on. One rider could owe $12,000 on a $9,000 Harley worth $7,000 on resale. It was a financial quicksand. To save itself, Harley shut down Buell in 2009. Eric didn't quit. He launched Eric Buell Racing, pushing the 1190 platform further. And though EBR later closed, the Buell name lives on, reborn and retooled. The 1190 is proof that not all American bikes fit the stereotype. It doesn't rumble, it rips, and it doesn't follow, it leads. It didn't just rip, it rewrote American rules. Next, a bike that honors heritage with fierce modern flair. At number 16, we have the Indian Scout. Do not get it wrong with the name. This isn't a bike from overseas. Indian motorcycles are 100% American, named after Native American warriors, not the country. And among their proudest achievements stands the Indian Scout, a name that has carried weight since 1920. The original Scout helped define American motorcycling, and its legacy continues through a family of bikes that bear its name. Today's Scouts, especially under Polaris ownership, are a whole different breed. With impressive performance, refined design, and rock-solid reliability, they bring serious value to the road. For riders looking for power and personality without breaking the bank, Indian offers more bang for the buck than many of its rivals, including Harley. Polaris has done a stellar job reviving the Indian brand. The modern Scouts look aggressive, ride smooth, and feel like true premium machines. The Scout Bobber, in particular, has captured attention with its stripped-down styling and muscular stance. Still, Indian faces a perception gap. The brand leans heavily on its heritage, which doesn't always resonate with younger riders craving bold innovation or lifestyle-driven messaging. Indian's focus on nostalgia sometimes overshadows its strengths. But make no mistake, these bikes are the real deal. Those who denigrate the newest Indians do so out of spite or envy. They are pretty nice machines. Now feel the raw edge of a lightweight legend. Number 15 is the Harley-Davidson Sportster. When you say America, you say Harley, and the other way around. It had earned its place as a brand. Not every model lived up to the myth, but the Sportster did more than just survive the decades. It shredded them. Introduced in 1957, the Sportster was Harley's punchy response to the nimble British bikes taking over US roads. It came in hot with an overhead valve engine, tough cast iron heads, and a lean, fast frame. Finally, a Harley that could actually outrun something. From hill climbs to drag strips, the Sportster proved it wasn't just for show. It started at 883cc, but riders wanted more, and Harley delivered, bumping it to 1000cc to match the demand. And while Harley later embraced fuel injection in 2007, they made sure that iconic pipe sound didn't go anywhere. Riders still got the roar they loved, just with fewer breakdowns. People joked that the Sportster was a woman's bike because it was lighter. That just meant more fun, less wrestling it in the driveway, and a perfect entry point for new riders. With the new Sportster S, the legacy's far from over. It's leaner, louder, and meaner than ever. The kind of Harley that doesn't just flex, it follows through. Iconic, agile, and louder than expectations. But what comes next? A custom Marvel cut from billet aluminum. Number 14 is the Arch KRGT1. Ever wondered what a motorcycle built without limits looks like? Meet the Arch KRGT1, a machine that's less mass-produced, more personal masterpiece. Co-founded by Keanu Reeves and builder Gard Hollinger, Arch Motorcycle doesn't make bikes. They make your bike. Every KRGT1 is ergonomically tailored to the rider and aesthetically customized. No two are exactly alike. It's also a technical marvel. Nearly every part you see, except the engine, is billet aluminum, meticulously machined in-house. Even the fuel tank is a two-piece, 33-hour labor of art, and it's part of the frame. The swing arm, headlight cowl, and side plates, also billet, also badass. Arch doesn't follow blueprints. It redraws them. While mass-market brands trim costs, Arch doubles down on detail. Each part is precision-milled, not molded. Every ride feels personal because it is. Powering this beast is a 124 cubic inches in 2.0L S&S V-twin, delivering monster torque and surprisingly refined highway manners. On a light wrist, it sips fuel, up to 45 mpg. Paired with a 5-gallon tank, it'll cruise 150+ miles like it's nothing. This isn't chrome and nostalgia, it's aluminum and intent. A machine with the soul of a superbike and the stance of a street brawler. Coming up, a victory with muscle in its name. Taking the 13th spot is the Victory Octane. Building a motorcycle brand from scratch in America is no easy ride. But in 1998, Polaris Industries did just that, launching Victory motorcycles to take on Harley and the rest. It took a while to find its footing, but when it did, it brought serious muscle to the fight. The Victory Octane was the breakout brawler, a modern American bruiser with performance in its veins. Powered by a 1,133cc liquid-cooled V-twin, this beast cranked out 100 horsepower and 72 psi of torque. DOHC, 4 valves per cylinder. This wasn't your grandpa's cruiser. It screamed from 0-60 in just 3.6 seconds and tore through the quarter mile in 12 flat. Victory wasn't chasing chrome dreams. It was building modern American muscle, and the Octane proved it. The styling was sharp, stripped down, and aggressive. It looked fast, standing still, and it was. While the brand embraced tradition, the Octane felt like the future. But in 2017, Polaris made a tough call. They shut down Victory, not because it failed, but to refocus on Indian. Still, the Octane left a legacy. It showed that American cruisers could be bold, sleek, and fast. Short-lived? Sure. But forgettable? Not a chance. The Victory Octane didn't just punch above its weight, it shook the scene. With bold design, raw performance, and a fresh take on what an American cruiser could be, it proved that muscle and modernity could ride side by side. Victory may be gone, but the Octane's legacy is still burning rubber in our memory. Still craving wild tech and V4 drama? Oh, we're just getting warmed up. Hit like, smash subscribe, and stick around for the beast that ends it all. Next up at number 12 is the Motus MSTR. Instead of buying what they wanted, founders Brian Case and Lee Kahn went all in to create a machine that didn't exist. A high-performance American sport tourer powered by an engine unlike anything else on two wheels. At the heart of the Motus MSTR lies a hand-built 1,650cc V4 engine, transversely mounted and deeply inspired by GM's small-block Chevy V8. It doesn't just sound like a muscle car, it pulls like one too. It's raw, mechanical, and gloriously loud. Designing your own chassis is bold. Designing your own engine? Insane. But Motus did both, and the result was a bike with serious power, unique personality, and unmistakable American engineering. And they didn't skimp on components either. Öhlins suspension, Brembo monoblock brakes, nothing off the bargain shelf. Every piece was picked to perform. What the MSTR didn't have was rider aids. No ABS, no traction control, no ride modes. This was an analog missile in a digital age, made for riders who trust their instincts, not computers. It wasn't built for everyone. It was built for the few who still believe motorcycles should growl, not beep. The Motus MSTR was short-lived, but unforgettable. A bold V4 bruiser that broke all the rules and did it with a homegrown attitude. If you've ever wished for a Corvette on two wheels, Motus gave it to you. V4 torque meets Corvette tech. Now meet the timeless cruiser built to be customized. Number 11 is the Indian Chief. Few bikes capture the essence of American motorcycling like the Chief. It's raw, honest, and stunning in its simplicity. No hidden panels, no overworked gimmicks. The frame is exposed and sculptural, designed to be seen, admired, and personalized. At its heart is the Thunderstroke 116, a 1,009cc air-cooled V-twin that delivers effortless torque and sound you can feel in your bones. It cruises at 70 with just 2,500 RPM, smooth and unbothered, purring across open highways like it was born there. For 2022, Indian refined the Chief further, adding frame mounts for better rigidity and slimming the primary cover for improved rider comfort. New ride modes, Rain, Standard, and Sport, bring fresh adaptability without overcomplicating things. The Chief lineup spans 3 distinct personalities: the stripped-down Chief, the classic bobber, and the road-ready Super Chief. Each comes in either base form with the Thunderstroke 111 or as a limited or dark horse model packing the bigger 116 engine. From mini 8 bars and forward controls to floorboards and detachable windshields, there's a version tailored to how you ride. And that's the magic of the Chief. It's built to be yours. It invites customization, respects tradition, and rides like a true American original. With style, substance, and a rumble that never quits, the Indian Chief is a calling. If you're craving carbon warrior aggression, it's time to brace up. Moving on, at number 10 is the Confederate FA-13 combat bomber. Only 13 were built, and everyone looks like war on wheels. The Confederate FA-13 combat bomber wasn't just another V-twin cruiser, it was a statement. A final, fire-breathing creation from Confederate Motorcycles, before the company rebranded to Combat Motors. Yes, the name changed, but the obsession with extreme performance and unapologetic design stayed firmly intact. The FA-13 rides on a billet aluminum monocoque frame, a military-spec structure that doubles as the fuel tank. It's built like a tank, styled like a stealth jet, and finished in matte black with blood-red accents. No plastic, no flash, just sculpted American aggression. At its heart, a beastly 2,163cc 56-degree V-twin, pushing 145 bhp and 160 pound-ft of torque. It rockets past 160 mph without breaking a sweat. Loud, fast, and full of fury, it delivers the kind of performance that makes even muscle car owners blink. Carbon fiber wheels, minimalist controls, and fighter plane styling make it part motorcycle, part weapon. This was Confederate's swan song for combustion before shifting focus, an heirloom of the American performance legacy. Aggressive, rare, iconic. The FA-13 combat bomber wasn't built for the masses, it was built for the brave, for those who don't just want to ride, but dominate. It's not a nod to nostalgia or a toy for weekend warriors. Speaking of speed, how about 218 mph without gas? Number 9 is the Lightning LS218. Back in 2006, the idea of a fast electric motorcycle sounded like science fiction. Lightning made it reality. Founded by Richard Hatfield, Lightning motorcycles didn't wait for the future, it built it. What started as a converted Yamaha R1 with 60 horsepower evolved into something that shattered records and gas-powered egos. The Lightning LS218 is named for its top speed, 218 mph. It's the world's fastest street-legal production motorcycle, and it's electric. At its heart is a liquid-cooled IPM motor with programmable regenerative braking, bolted to an aluminum chassis and swing arm. Want less weight? Go full carbon fiber. Want something prettier? Add custom graphics, seating, even titanium fasteners. This thing is as personal as it is powerful. Battery options include a 15 kWh pack, a 20 kWh upgrade, and a next-gen pack in development with Innovate. That setup gives you 130+ miles of range in 10 minutes, and Lightning has already done 700+ mile days with it. But specs don't tell the whole story. The LS218 became a legend at Pikes Peak in 2014, where it beat every gas-powered competitor, not just in the EV class. Overall, it made history. Lightning didn't whisper into the future. It slammed the throttle and dared gas bikes to keep up. It's the one that left combustion in the dust. But that is not crazy yet. If you want clean speed with Harley style, roll into this next one. Number 8 is the LiveWire. This isn't just Harley-Davidson's first electric bike. It's the jolt that launched a new chapter. Since 2006, few imagined Harley would ditch rumble for a whisper. But LiveWire didn't just show up quietly. It lit the grid with style, speed, and surprising soul. Born from over 100 years of Harley know-how, the LiveWire blends premium finish with high-voltage performance. Its Revelation powertrain delivers 100 horsepower and 86 lb-ft of torque instantly. Twist the throttle and you're gone. From zero to whoa with no gears, no lag, just warp speed silence. That silence isn't dull either. The motor hums with a subtle haptic pulse when idle, a heartbeat between rider and machine. A cast aluminum frame keeps it light, agile, and city crush ready. Urban streets? It eats them for lunch. Off the line, it'll embarrass most cars. But don't mistake it for a highway drifter. The range is decent, but charging needs planning. And with a price tag north of $30K, it's aimed more at early adopters than everyday riders. Still, what a debut. The LiveWire proves electric can be thrilling, visceral, and beautifully built. It's not here to replace your cruiser. It's here to redefine what American performance means in the electric age. Loud pipes? Not required. The future rides clean and shockingly fast. Ready to rewind to 80s revival? Number 7 is the Harley-Davidson FXST Softail. In 1981, Harley's management bought the brand back from AMF. The mission? Save the soul of the motor company. Their first big move, the FXST Softail, launched in 1984. It didn't just look different, it was different. At the heart of it was the all-new Evolution engine. Largely aluminum, it was more powerful, smoother, and, finally, reliable. After years of leaky, shaky shovel heads, the Evo was a revolution. But it wasn't just the motor. The real magic was the Softail frame, a genius design that looked like a hardtail, but cleverly hid rear suspension under the seat. Pure vintage style, modern ride comfort, best of both worlds. Fun fact, Harley didn't even invent it. A mechanical engineer named Bill Davis came up with the concept in the 70s and patented it in 1976. Harley turned him down, until they didn't. They later bought the rights, and the rest is two-wheeled history. The FXST Softail helped Harley roar back to life. It became the blueprint for Harley's modern cruisers and cemented the brand's image in the 80s and beyond. It was bold, clever, and unmistakably American. A fresh engine, a smooth ride, and retro attitude, wrapped in one iconic silhouette. If you want more iconic Harleys that shape the road, don't miss 10 best Harley-Davidson motorcycles you'll want to ride. It's full of legends, from the classics to modern muscle. Number 6 is the S3 Thunderbolt. It didn't care about rules or plush recliners on two wheels. This wasn't your granddad's touring machine. It was lean, mean, and built to hustle. At the heart of the S3 was the Thunderstorm V-twin engine, making 101 horsepower and 66 lb of torque. Open the throttle in first gear, and the front wheel lifted, just like that. It had a short 55-inch wheelbase, a smooth 5-speed gearbox, and fuel injection for quick response. You didn't ride the S3, you wrestled it, and you smiled the whole way. It wasn't just fast, it was alive. At 2,000 RPM, it pulled like a freight train. No drama, no waiting, just pure grunt to the red line. But stopping? Oh yeah, it did that too. A 6-piston front brake, track-bred and ready to bite, brought the 515 lb beast to a dead halt like it owed you money. Now let's talk comfort. The suspension felt just right. Soft enough to handle rough roads, but firm enough to stay stable in fast corners. It wasn't too stiff or too soft. Test riders joked, it's no Electra Glide. This bike had a sharper, sportier feel. Comfort? Check. Control? Big check. The S3 made boring bikes blush. It took touring, lit a fuse under it, and launched it into the twisties with a maniac grin. After that punch, it's time to settle into long-distance luxury. Number 5 is the Street Glide. Touring never looked or rode this good. The Street Glide lineup gives you options: the base model, the Street Glide Special, and the performance-focused ST. All three bring classic Harley style with modern muscle. Power, you're covered. Choose from 111 Fit LB, 118 Fit LB, or a beefy 127 Fit LB of torque, depending on the model. These Milwaukee 8 engines are paired with a 6-speed transmission, delivering smooth, vibration-free cruising, whether you're crossing states or cutting across town. Despite its touring badge, the Street Glide isn't bulky. No trunk means it's lighter than full-dress tourers and has a lower center of gravity. That means better handling in traffic or on twisty roads. And if you want more storage, just pop on a quick-release trunk. Best of both worlds. Fuel efficiency is impressive too. The Standard and Special get 43 mpg, and the ST pulls 41 mpg. With a 6-gallon tank, that's over 250 miles per fill-up, more range than its rivals. Even bikes like the Indian Pursuit struggle to break 40 mpg. You're not just buying a bike, you're buying freedom, comfort, and a machine built for the long haul. And let's be honest, few bikes turn heads like a Street Glide. It's a daily rider, it's a cross-country hauler, it's a Harley. Touring comfort meets Batwing style, but for corner carving adrenaline, hang in for the last countdown. Number 4 is the Indian FTR 1200. In 2019, Indian shocked everyone with the FTR 1200, a flat, track-inspired street bike built to break the mold. No chrome cruiser vibes here. This was bold, modern, and built to attack corners, not just highways. For 2023, Indian went smarter and sharper. The FTR 1200 Sport steps up with 17-inch wheels front and back. That means tighter handling, quicker lean-ins, and way more confidence. Whether you're carving up city streets or flying down the highway, still craving that scrambler edge? Go for the FTR Rally with its classic 19-18-inch setup and taller stance. The engine is a beast. A 120 HP V-twin, making 87 pound-feet of torque, tuned not from the Scout, but reworked from the inside out. New crank, heads, and higher compression. It's quick off the line and strong everywhere else. Indian also smoothed things out. The updated ECU mapping fixed throttle twitchiness and part throttle surges. Now it feels refined and responsive, even when riding slow. The 6-speed gearbox has shorter first and second gears for sharper acceleration. Shifts are tight, punchy, and street-focused. The result? A flat-track spirit in a street-smart suit. It looks mean, it rides sharp, and it feels fast, because it is. At number 3 is the Victory Vegas Jackpot. It came as a bit of a surprise when the head honcho of the Polaris Victory Motorcycles division, Mark Blackwell, introduced the company's new 2006 model, the Vegas Jackpot, as a bike for bikers rather than motorcyclists. That line set the tone. This wasn't a machine for quiet Sunday rides. It was built to turn heads and haul hard. The Jackpot was all about bold presence. From the stretched-out stance to the 250mm rear tire and massive 21-inch front wheel, it looked like a custom build straight off a showroom floor. The paint jobs? Pure attitude. Chrome? Everywhere. But the Jackpot wasn't just style without substance. Underneath the flash was the proven Freedom 106 V-twin engine. Packing 1,634cc, it delivered a healthy 85 horsepower and 106 Ft-lb of torque. The 6-speed transmission kept it smooth, and the belt drive made it clean and low maintenance. Despite its size, the Jackpot handled far better than expected. It stayed balanced through corners and planted at speed. Riders didn't just love the look, they were shocked by the ride. Reliable, fun, and surprisingly refined for such a wild-looking machine. It never tried to be a Harley. It didn't need to. The Vegas Jackpot carved its own lane. Loud, confident, and unapologetically American. Don't leave yet. Her twin rolls in last, and she doesn't hold back. Taking the runner-up is the Tarform Luna. It's offered in 2 flavors, Scrambler or Racer. Same bones underneath, totally different vibes. Both versions ride on a sharp, handcrafted platform. It packs 75 horsepower and 120 Ft-lb of torque. At 440 thelbs, the Luna launches from 0-60 in just 3.8 seconds. Top speed, a solid 120 mph. The 11.2 kWh battery gives you 100 miles of city riding. Plug into a level 2 charger and you're full in 2 hours. But Luna isn't just fast, it's smart. Tarform built their own operating system. Think over-the-air updates, blind spot warnings, and a forward-facing camera. The bike learns as you ride and keeps you safer while doing it. A 3.4-inch screen connects to the cloud and tracks everything. From performance to predictive maintenance, it's all wired in. The Scrambler model leans retro. Spoked wheels, chunky tires, and an exposed headlamp give it real off-road attitude. The Racer is sleeker, sportier, and built for carving tarmac. Oh, and the parts? No corners cut. Öhlins suspension. ISR brakes. Minimalist design with eco-conscious materials. Metal, bio-leather, and 3D printed panels all come together beautifully. The Tarform Luna is a statement of electric, elegant, and engineered to evolve. Finally, let's close with a blacked-out bruiser. Number 1 is the Hammer 8-Ball. It rolls in like it owns the street, and honestly, it kind of does. With a fat 250mm rear tire, low-slung stance, and blacked out everything, this machine looks like it was carved from shadow. A short front fender, high-cut rear, and solo seat cowl only add to the aggression. It's pure muscle wrapped in matte menace. But the real punch is under the tank. The Freedom V-twin engine puts out 97 horsepower and a meaty 113 lb of torque. Crack the throttle, and it doesn't just move, it lunges. The 6-speed gearbox includes a true overdrive and neutral assist, making long rides smoother and shifting at lights a breeze. Handling? Surprisingly sharp. With inverted forks and a low center of gravity, the Hammer 8-Ball stays planted and confident. It's built for the open road, but won't flinch in tight city snarls either. And if stock's not enough, Victory had you covered. From performance exhausts to passenger seats, windshields, and grips, the customization list was long. This was a blank canvas for riders who wanted more than just transport. The Hammer 8-Ball was built to be ridden hard, seen often, and never forgotten. Brutal, beautiful, blacked out. This one doesn't ask for attention, it demands it. These 17 bikes didn't play it safe, they played it loud. American Iron roars with soul and swagger, but across the Pacific, precision is the name of the game. See what's next in 20 Best Japanese Motorcycles for 2025.